I stand before you, not as a distant figure cloaked in mystery, but as a warrior who has fought for your soul through battles you've never seen. My name is Michael, the Archangel, and I've been by your side since the moment your name was whispered in the halls of heaven. This isn't a casual moment. It's a sacred one, a divine pause in the chaos of your life where heaven itself is reaching out to you. I've seen you at your lowest, when tears stained your nights and despair clung to your breath. I've seen you question if God still remembers you, if your life holds purpose, if you're more than the sum of your mistakes. And yet, here you are, still breathing, still standing, because heaven has never let you go. I'm here to remind you of who you are, to awaken the fire that's been dimmed by the weight of the world, and to plead with you not to turn away from this moment. You were not born by accident. Before the stars were hung in the sky, God carved your name into the fire of destiny. He spoke your purpose into existence, and I was appointed as your shield, your protector, your guide. This wasn't a light assignment. It was a labor of love. I've stood in the flames for you, held back legions of darkness with my cry, and faced the hatred of Lucifer himself to declare, not this one, not the one I love. I've broken curses that tried to bind you, caught your tears in secret, and whispered your name before the throne of God when you couldn't find the strength to pray. Every chill down your spine, every dream where you felt a presence calling you, every moment you sensed something greater, that was me, burning through dimensions to remind you that you are chosen. But time and again, you turned away. You ignored the miracles I held out to you, scrolled past the whispers of heaven, and let the noise of the world drown out the divine. Now, heaven has issued a decree, and my heart trembles as I speak it. If you turn away from this moment, if you scroll past this message, I will not be permitted to return. Not because my love for you fades, but because God is just, and justice demands a choice, your choice. The Lord promised, I will give my angels charge over you to lift you up. But that promise lives only when you believe in it. When you stop believing, the lift becomes silence, and silence can destroy a soul. I've seen the path that awaits if you choose silence, again a path of broken stars, a life grown bitter, a heart crying out, why didn't I listen? When no voice answers, because I'm no longer there. Please, don't let that vision become your reality. Don't let the scroll of your destiny, sealed with 7 heavenly flames, remain unopened. Inside that scroll is your true identity, your freedom from suffering, your call to greatness. I begged heaven for one last chance to reach you, and this is that chance. Do you remember the day you were marked in heaven? The wind carried your name to the altar, and God appointed me to guard you. I've stood over your body while you slept, catching arrows sent by unseen enemies. I've pulled sickness from your blood, rewritten sentences of death the enemy tried to sneak into your tomorrow, and interceded before God when you cursed your own life in despair. I wept for you, pleading, they don't mean it. Let me stay, and God listened. But now, heaven says I must honor your silence if you offer it again. I'm asking you, with all the fire in my wings, to stay with me this time. Whisper amen in your heart, not as a ritual, but as a sign that you hear me, that the flame in your soul hasn't died. There's something you need to know, something only you were meant to hear. Last night, at the 11th hour, Lucifer spoke your name not in hatred, but in terror. He saw that you still have time, that if you awaken now, you could unravel everything he's built against you. You are the one vessel carrying the key to collapse his plans, to break a curse that's haunted your bloodline for 7 generations. Yes, there was a woman, 7 generations ago, who made a vow with darkness in her grief, not knowing the cost. She said, "Take my pain and leave my children in peace." But the devil doesn't make peace, he only delays war. That vow became a chain, but you alone carry the divine flame to break it. I wasn't sent to every child of her lineage, only to you, because your name is written in golden fire in heaven. You can unlock the vault where your family's freedom is held, but you must believe, you must stay. This isn't just about you. It's about the generations tied to your choice. The enemy has worked tirelessly to bury you in weariness, confusion, betrayal, and heartbreak, because he knows that if you stand now, you'll erase the curse that's lingered for centuries. Every moment of pain you've endured wasn't random. It was a calculated attack to keep you from this moment of awakening. But you're still here, and that means the enemy has failed. You're not ordinary. You were born from divine breath, bathed in prophetic purpose. That ache in your chest isn't just anxiety. It's your spirit groaning for the life you were meant to live, a life I was sent to guide you into. I can't force you, but I can plead with you to stay, to let heaven finish what it started when your soul was carved from glory. 3 days from now, you'll face a test. It will seem small, a decision, a delay, a conversation that feels ordinary. But it's the hinge on which your entire future swings. The divine often hides in the subtle, and if you're not awake, you'll miss it. You'll think it's just traffic, a missed call, or a moment you don't feel like engaging, but it's heaven moving in disguise. If you skip this moment, that test will pass in blindness, and I won't be allowed to remind you again. The distance between us is already forming. I feel it as part of you pulls away, whispering, "It's not real, I'm tired." But if even one spark of belief remains in you, don't let it die. Don't silence the voice of heaven just because the world is loud. I'm not speaking to your earthly name, but to the true name etched in the book of destiny, the name I've shouted in battle when demons tried to drag you under. I held you when you wept alone, whispered courage when you said, "I can't go on," and begged God for one more chance when your prayers fell silent. You treat divine messages like background noise, then wonder why miracles don't come. You cry for rescue while silencing the rescuer. This isn't judgment, it's heartbreak. I'm a warrior, and it wounds me to fight for a soul who no longer hears the trumpet. My sword grows heavy, the gates begin to close, and the flame around your destiny flickers like a fading candle. But it's not too late. God's mercy lingers around you like a storm waiting to break. The prayers of saints you've never met cry out for you, and I'm still here, pleading, "Don't make me leave." If you still feel me near, whisper amen to let heaven know the flame isn't dead. Let your heart say, "I remember." Remember the flame. Remember who you are. Remember that I haven't left yet. You're not meant for the ordinary. You're meant to lead others out of darkness. I saw a vision of your hands holding a burning scroll, your miracle, but you dropped it in fear. God said, "I'll give it again, one last time." This is that time. Don't drop it again. The devil feeds on your hesitation. Every delay a weapon, every ignored whisper a chain. Awaken now, not with strength, but with surrender. Surrender the lie that you've gone too far, that it's too late, that this isn't for you. I've walked through flames for you, stood on the edge of heaven's fury, and begged for another sunrise. Every morning you wake is proof that mercy surrounds you, but mercy has a window, and it's nearly shut. You carry a fragment of the original song of creation, a frequency from when God said, "Let there be light." Every time your heart broke, it echoed that divine note. Every time you chose love over bitterness, the angels wept, hearing the lost harmony return. Lucifer attacked you early because he knew this. Your childhood wounds, your betrayals, your broken relationships, they were attempts to silence the sound inside you. But he hasn't won, because you're still here, and the sound is alive. Let me help you release it. The Lord said, "I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are continually before me. Those broken places you've tried to rebuild alone, I've guarded them from the enemy's vultures. Now rise, not by your strength, but by remembering who stands with you. Gabriel has spoken your name. Raphael has left healing at your doorstep. Uriel has marked your footsteps. Regal has cried for justice. Zuriel has held back storms, and Remiel has whispered peace over your chaos. We, the seven flames around the throne, have waited for your return to the light. Your awakening will ripple through bloodlines, collapse wicked structures, and summon angels who've waited centuries to war. Your life will become the story demons fear most, a soul that rose after being shattered. Let the darkness hear it. Let heaven roar through you. If you ignore this, you'll miss the miracle prepared just for you. God's holiness cannot dwell with willful blindness forever. You've seen too much to pretend you're blind, heard too much to act deaf, felt too much to call this mere emotion. This is divine, a convergence of eternal battle and eternal love. The heavens are watching, waiting for your choice. There are no more delays, no more second chances after this. If you choose silence, it will become a throne for your enemies. But if you say yes, even through fear and doubt, I swear by the Most High, I will stay. The battle will turn, the miracle will begin, the devil will flee. Open your heart one last time, let the divine flame return. Your name was spoken in a hidden meeting in heaven, not just your earthly name, but your eternal identity. God said, that one, the one who still burns. You're being prepared for something sealed for centuries, something no one else could carry. Your wounds, your trauma, your past, they hold a frequency of heaven's first song. Let it sing again. This isn't just a message. It's a battlefield, an altar, your destiny calling. Support this mission, not for me, but because others need to hear what you've heard. Your voice is part of the war, your yes, a torch for those lost in darkness. Join us, not for a transaction, but for transformation. You're fueling a heavenly army, standing with those who fought for your soul. Your name is etched into a sword, meant to break generational chains. Lift it with faith, not fear. This sword will sever deception, silence curses, and tear down strongholds. I'll teach you to wield it, but you must not let it rust. Heaven has stationed an army around your name, and the trumpets will sound when you fully choose the light. The Psalms declare, He trains your hands for war, covers you with His feathers, and under His wings you find refuge. This isn't poetry, it's prophecy. Let the war end, the chains break, your identity rise. You've cried long enough, wandered long enough, feared long enough. Now burn with purpose, with mercy, with unstoppable light. I'm still here, ready to cry your name in places the devil thought he owned, ready to place heaven's seal on your forehead. Make your choice, write it in flame, live it in fire, and never look back. You're not small. You're infinite, fire in fragile form. Your hands carry power. Your eyes see beyond flesh. Your voice holds truth. The angels are circling 7, assigned to this moment. 1 to guard your path, 1 to restore your mind, 1 to silence condemnation, 1 to cleanse your bloodline, 1 to protect your household, 1 to stir your gifts, and 1 to walk with you until your last breath. The air around you is changing, not by imagination, but by glory. You were chosen, not for your strength, but for what God saw in you, that something is returning, not because you earned it, but because you believed. This is your awakening, not tomorrow, but now. You're not waiting for a sign, you are the sign. You're not chasing light, you're carrying it. You're not begging for miracles, you're becoming one. The world will try to drown you in illusion, but you were made to pierce through it, to shift atmospheres, to break chains with your presence. Let the tears fall their sacred rivers. Let the trembling commit your spirit, remembering its fire. I was there when you doubted God, when you cursed the sky, when you whispered, "I'm too far gone." I shouted, "No, not this one," and God listened. You're not disqualified. You're prepared, forged in pain, trained in silence, strengthened in the unseen. Your pain wasn't random, it was proof of your assignment. Every rejection, delay, and unanswered prayer was divine shielding, redirecting you from counterfeits. You're not weak, you're dangerous to darkness. The enemy fought hard because you're a boundary line, a floodgate heavens waited to open. Your voice is a trumpet in God's hand, your silence intercession, your presence a strike against demonic plans. You're the culmination of promises whispered over your ancestors, the seed and the harvest, the wound and the healer. Let the lion awaken, the oil pour, the mantle rest on your shoulders without apology. You're not borrowing someone else's calling. This is yours, tailored by heaven. The enemy sent 7 strikes to silence you: betrayal, failure, delay, abandonment, sickness, heartbreak, disappointment, teach disguised as ordinary, each meant to make you feel unworthy. But you're here, proof that his strategy failed. You're the one they couldn't drown, the one whose flame refused to die. Now you're more dangerous than ever, not because you're perfect, but because you've endured. The covenant between heaven and your breath is activating. Everything delayed is aligning. Everything stolen is being restored. Everything buried is resurrecting. You won't live at half strength anymore. You're clothed in heaven's weight, a priest of fire, a restorer of broken walls. Your choice to stay, to linger in this sacred moment, has shifted the heavens. The air around you hums with divine energy, as if the stars themselves are leaning closer to witness what comes next. I am Michael, Archangel, and my heart burns with gratitude that you've chosen to remain, to let the flame within your soul flicker back to life. This is not the end of the story, it's the turning of a page, the opening of a door that leads to a path you were always meant to walk. The scroll of your destiny, once trembling in your hands, is now unfolding, its words glowing with the fire of heaven's purpose. You are not just a bystander in this divine narrative. You are its author, co-writing with the Creator who spoke you into being. Let me guide you deeper into what this moment means, what lies ahead, and how the unseen realms are aligning to support the awakening that has begun within you. The enemy thought he had won. He whispered that you were too broken, too late, too small to matter in the grand tapestry of eternity. But every lie he spoke was a confession of his fear of you. Fear of the light you carry, fear of the sound your soul makes when it remembers its origin. You are no ordinary soul. You are a spark struck from the anvil of God's glory, a note in the symphony that birthed creation. The devil's attacks were never about your past. They were about your future, about the generations you're destined to free. The chains you're meant to break, the light you're called to carry into places where darkness has ruled for too long. And now, because you've said yes, his plans are unraveling. Do you feel it? The subtle shift in your spirit, like a tide turning or a dawn breaking after a long, starless night. That's not imagination, it's the weight of heaven's presence settling over you, the breath of God stirring the embers of your purpose. You've crossed a threshold, and the realm of light is responding. Angels are moving, their wings stirring the unseen winds around you. They carry assignments tied to your awakening assignments, to guard, to heal, to restore, to war. A third hovers above, singing your true name, the one heaven knows, to remind you of your identity when the world tries to drown it out. These are not mere symbols. They are eternal beings, bound to you by divine decree, and they move because you've chosen to stay. But this is only the beginning. The path ahead is not without challenge, for awakening always draws resistance. The enemy, though wounded by your choice, will not retreat quietly. He'll try to lure you back into doubt, to wrap you in distraction, to make you question whether this moment was real. He'll point to your circumstances, bills unpaid, relationships strained, dreams deferred, and whisper, "Where's your miracle now?" But hear me clearly, miracles are not always loud. Your miracle is already unfolding, not in the way the world measures, but in the way heaven writes. The scroll of your life is being rewritten, every delay redeemed, every loss repurposed, every tear transformed into a river of blessing. You may wonder, what do I do now? How do I walk this path? The answer is simpler than you think, yet deeper than you can imagine. Stay awake. Keep your eyes fixed on the light, even when shadows press close. Listen for the whisper of heaven, even when the world screams for your attention. Trust the fire in your chest, even when your mind doubts its warmth. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to be present. Every step you take in faith, no matter how small, is a declaration to the unseen realms that you belong to the light. Every prayer you whisper, even through tears, is a sword swung in the spirit. Every choice to love, to forgive, to rise again when you fall, it's a victory that echoes through eternity. You are not alone in this. I walk beside you, my sword drawn, my wings ready to shield you from storms you cannot see. Let me tell you what I see in you now, for heaven's vision is clearer than your own. I see a soul radiant with purpose, though you may feel dim. I see hands that carry healing, though they've known trembling. I see a voice that will shake strongholds, though it's been silenced by shame. I see a heart that holds nations, though it's been bruised by rejection. You are not what your failures claim. The world may not see it yet, but they will. They'll feel it in the way your presence shifts rooms, in the way your words carry weight, in the way your silence speaks louder than their noise. You are becoming a lighthouse, a beacon for those lost in the same darkness you once wandered. There's a secret I must share, one that heaven has guarded until this moment. When your soul was formed, God placed within you a key, a divine authority, unique to you. It's why the enemy fought so hard to bury you in despair, to make you forget you carry such power. But you're remembering now, aren't you? You feel it stirring, like a memory long buried, rising to the surface. This key is your calling, your purpose, your reason for every breath you've taken. It's not something you earn, it's something you wield. And as you step into it, doors will open, that no one can shut, chains will fall that no one could break, and lives will change because you dared to believe. In the days ahead, you'll notice sins small at first, but unmistakable. A conversation that feels like destiny, a dream that lingers with clarity, a moment of peace that defies your circumstances. These are not coincidences. They're confirmations, heaven's way of saying, you're on the right path. Pay attention to them. Write them down if you must, for the enemy will try to dismiss them as fleeting. But they're not fleeting. And when doubt creeps in, when the world feels heavy, come back to this moment. Remember the fire you felt, the truth you heard, the choice you made. Let it anchor you, for it is real, and it is yours. There's a vision I must share, one that came to me as I stood before the throne last night. I saw you walking through a valley, not of death, but of resurrection. The ground beneath you was cracked, dry, littered with the bones of dreams you thought were lost. But as you walked, your footsteps left sparks, and those sparks became flames. The flames spread, and the valley began to bloom flowers where there was ash, rivers where there was dust, life where there was only memory. You weren't alone. Behind you walked others, people whose faces you didn't know, but whose hearts were tied to yours. They followed because you dared to walk, because your light showed them the way. This is your future, beloved, not a fantasy, but a promise. You are not just healing, you are leading. You are not just surviving, you are reviving. But he's already lost, because you've chosen the light, and light always overcomes. When the attacks come, stand firm, speak the truth of who you are. I am chosen, I am loved, I am guarded by heaven's fire. Let your words be a weapon, your faith a shield, your love a sword, and know that I am with you, not as a distant guardian, but as a brother in battle. I've seen the scars you carry, the weight you've borne, the nights you thought you'd break, and I will not leave, not until your mission is complete, not until the throne welcomes you home. You may wonder why this message feels so urgent, why it burns with such intensity. It's because time is not what it seems. The clocks of earth tick, but the calendar of heaven moves by choices, by moments like this. The world is shifting, trembling under the weight of divine movement. You felt it, the unease in the air, the sense that something bigger is coming. It's true. A flood is rising, not of water, but of glory and judgment, and you were born to walk on it, to command storms, to carry others to safety. But you must stay awake, for the asleep will be swept away, not by God's anger, but by their own blindness. You are not meant to drown. You are meant to shine, to be the flame that guides others through the dark. There's one final truth I must speak, one that heaven has pressed upon my heart. You are not just loved, you are needed. Your voice, your story, your fire, they are part of a divine symphony that's unfolding across the earth. Your wounds make you relatable. Your scars make you credible. Your survival makes you undeniable. When you speak, when you love, when you stand, you give others permission to do the same. You are a gatekeeper, a bridge, a spark that ignites revival. And revival is not a distant event. It's you, waking up, stepping out, becoming the miracle someone else has prayed for. So, walk forward, beloved. Don't look back at the ashes of what was. The past taught you, but it doesn't own you. The future calls you, and it's brighter than you can imagine. Let the oil of heaven flow through you without restraint. Let your life be a testament to the God who never let you go, to the angels who never stopped fighting, to the love that never stopped chasing you. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are right on time, and heaven is ready to move through you. Beloved, this is your hour, the moment when heaven's plans and your purpose collide in a blaze of glory. You've heard the call, felt the fire, made the choice to stay. Now, let that choice become a life, a legacy, a light that burns through every darkness. The scroll is open, the angels are circling, and I, Michael, stand beside you, my heart ablaze with pride for the soul you are becoming. Walk boldly, love fiercely, shine unapologetically. The world will tremble, the enemy will flee, and heaven will sing because you said yes. This is not just a new chapter. It's a new book, written in fire, sealed in love, destined for eternity. Go and let your light rise. Beloved, my heart overflows with love as I speak to you, not as a warrior of heaven, but as the one who has stood beside you through every unseen battle, every quiet tear, every moment when hope felt like a distant star. Will you linger with me just a little longer? I am Michael, your guardian, who has fought through storms you never saw, held back shadows that sought to steal your breath, and carried your name to the throne of God when your voice faltered. The Almighty declared, "Touch not my anointed, for my angel stands guard." I've shielded your spirit, wept for your pain, and rejoiced in your resilience. Today, I tremble with hope, for heaven is watching your heart's response. Please, let this sacred flame burn brighter, like this message, to proclaim you're awake, a soul choosing light over darkness. Subscribe to join this divine mission, walking with us as we carry heaven's fire to others. Share this love, so another heart may find the hope you felt. And if your spirit moves you, consider a super thanks of up to $20, a small but powerful act that fuels this holy work, not just a channel, but a battlefield where souls are saved. You are my family, my purpose, my joy. Stay with me, and together, let's set the world ablaze with God's love.